And now I am joined in the studio with a special guest, and that is Curt Waite, who is here to talk about the Ungunn by Byrna. Curt, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. This is like the third, fourth time we've met now.
Yes,
It's
that's great.
We're basically best friends at this point.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should just come on over and I'll give you free stuff.
Oh, I love that. You see, that's why you're such a good friend. No, but Curt's here, and he's here to talk about the Ungunn. And the Ungunn is a non-lethal defensive, I don't want to call it a firearm because it's not an actual gun. Right. It's not a firearm, but it looks like a gun. It acts like a gun. And in your words, without the consequences.
That's correct.
Right. So just tell our listeners, a little bit about the Ungunn and, what exactly it is and how you got involved with it.
Well, the Ungunn is our name, our company name. The product is Byrna. Byrna Technologies produced the product. It's a non-lethal self-defense weapon. You can carry it concealed. There's no licenses required, no waiting periods. It's legal in the state of California. It shoots a hard plastic projectile. When you hit somebody with that, it pretty much is a stop item. You could shoot them a couple times, and I don't think the aggression is going to be there anymore. But it's not considered a firearm in the state of California. It's not considered a firearm anywhere because it uses CO2 as the projectile. It's not a bullet. It's a little hard plastic. I don't know if you guys can see that. A little hard plastic projectile that comes out at about 300 feet per second. So it's a pretty good punch.
Yeah. No, and really, like I said, it's a defensive mechanism, really. It's just for defensive purposes. And I think you told this story before, and it was about your dog being attacked by another dog, and that's kind of what inspired you to look in. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. Well, we had an attack last year, end of last year, and this Rottweiler, who lives right across the street from me, came out and attacked my dog a couple years ago, but this recent one attacked this small dog and just tore him up, and then went after my neighbor. And I decided at that point, I've got to start carrying something. I don't want to shoot the animal and kill him. I don't really want to carry a firearm, so Byrna was my solution. And as I walk around the neighborhood, I'm concerned about coyotes, and there's bobcats up by where I live.
Mountain lions.
Mountain lions are out there right now. So it's important. I'm not interested in shooting and killing the animal or shooting and killing anybody else, but this product will stop them. Absolutely. Sometimes just the sound of the CO2 is enough to scare off animals. My dogs kind of freak out with the sound, so I'm a little careful about it. But I carry it concealed in a fanny pack, and I walk every single day, twice a day. I carry it everywhere I go. Stores, doesn't matter where I'm at. The only place I don't carry it is inside the police station
Yeah, maybe not the best idea in there.
No.
But in that case, so let's say, for example, that you were pulled over by a cop and you had Byrna on you. I think you've told me previously about a card that you can basically hand a police officer to inform them of this. So tell me a little bit about how that would work if you ever did have to explain yourself to law enforcement.
So when you buy the product, it comes with a little ID card, more or less. It tells you on the back of the card, this is a non-lethal weapon. I don't recommend you having it on the seat next to you ever, really. There's the pocket there in your door. There's a glove box. So if you get pulled over, I would tell the police officer, hey, look, I've got this non-lethal weapon in my car. It's legal, but if you want to see it, here it is. You can come over and get it out of the glove box. Look, this looks like a gun. I mean, there's no question about it. If you see this, you're going to say this guy's got a gun. And so the police officer is going to say the same thing. I'm retired law enforcement, and I can tell you right now, if I saw that, I would be concerned. So you have to put them at ease. I've talked to the lieutenant here in Santa Cruz Station, and I told them what we're doing. We're teaching these training sessions, and we're arming people with this now more and more throughout Santa Clarita. And he said he was going to bring it up and tell all of his watch commanders, hey, look, this is out there, guys. If somebody tells you about it, this is what it is. So,
yeah, absolutely. Again, we're talking with Curt Waite from Ungunn by Byrna, and talking about how he's teaching people and using these as defensive mechanisms here for whether it's against animals or even, a potential perpetrator against you if you're just walking down the street or in a clothing store. Unfortunately, we are seeing more and more of these just rather wild and just completely unprovoked attacks in our country, all over the place. Not and here in Santa Clarita as well. You do training courses for these, right? And so you not only sell these to people but offer training courses. Tell me a little bit about those.
Right. So we have a training course we teach at our house. We set up a shooting range there, and we show people how to use it, show people when to, and tell people when to use it, and they get an opportunity to actually fire it. They don't have to buy it. Our next one we call the Byrna Bash. Our next one is a week from this Saturday, so it's the 29th of October at 11 o'clock in the morning. If you can go to two places. You can go to ungunn.com, and Ungunn has two N's in it. If you go to ungunn.com, at the top of the screen there's a thing called Byrna Bash, a little tab. Click on that Byrna Bash, and that's our training site. So you can actually sign up for the course. You can't just come to our course. We don't advertise our address on on the internet, so you have to actually sign up, and then I send you a follow-up telling you where we are, and the time is 11 a.m.
Yeah, and you were actually here on one of our other programs last week, the Senior Hour last Wednesday, which is every Wednesday at 12. And you were speaking with Barbara Cochran, and you've actually told not only her but myself now here today that seniors and people over 50 are actually your biggest clientele, the people that seem to have shown the most interest in the Ungunn. Can you tell me why you think that might be?
Well, first of all, young people think that they're invincible, right? So they don't think anything's ever going to happen to them. As you get older, the senior community is really where we put our focus on. That 55 plus group that's still very active, taking walks all the time, doing a lot of activities. This is something that's right up their alley. At that point, we're no longer going to be physically fighting people. That's really not in the cards anymore for any of us. So this is an opportunity to merely point this at somebody is a deterrent. They're going to think it's a gun, and they're going to probably back off. So hopefully they'll back off. And if they can continue the approach, we show you how to shoot this. This is a great item because there's absolutely no kick in this thing. There's no slide mechanism. This doesn't go back and forth. It shoots CO2. So you can literally stand there with one hand and fire this all 5 rounds without a problem. So it's important to do the training. If you go to our training class, we give everybody 15% off everything in our store, and we have a little store set up in our garage there, and we sell all the Byrna products. And so if you come to the class, you can get the discount, buy the Byrna, and feel comfortable. Then you can come back continually every month and practice with us. We don't charge anything for that. We provide the CO2, we provide the projectiles, we provide the targets, and the instruction. It's important.
Yeah, and going back to your demographic, the 55 and over who have shown a lot of interest in this, they are unfortunately a lot more vulnerable in these days, and so it is very important to make sure that they are safe. And like you said, just having that, just showing that, usually can deter someone, and you don't even really have to worry about ever actually pulling the trigger on that, which is the biggest key to it.
Right.
So.
The one thing that's cool about this is the CO2 cartridge doesn't get punctured until you pull the trigger the first time. So you can carry around this for indefinite periods of time, because unless you pull that trigger, the CO2 is not punctured. Therefore, you have an opportunity at that point to point this at somebody. Hey, get back. If you don't, and the guy doesn't get back, you shoot the first round. Now you're punctured, right? Now you've got full-on power for the next 5 rounds.
There you go.
Well, awesome.
Guys, look, if you're looking for some self-defense, if you're looking to feel a little bit safer walking down the street or walking in the mountains with your dog or your furry friends, then you got to check out the Ungunn. Curt, remind us again how we can get a hold of you, find out about the Ungunn, and how to maybe take those training courses real quick.
So you can call me, 661-313-0656. Or you can go to ungunn.com. That's 2 N's on gun. That's it. You can find out about the class and call me direct if you want to anytime.
All right. You can call Curt directly at the number he just listed or go to ungunn.com. Again, it's the Ungunn by Byrna Bash, providing self-defense to Santa Claritans everywhere here. Curt, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Great information.
Hey, you're welcome.
And we're all going to check it out and hopefully take one of your training courses very soon.